welcome back to another episode of the Apartment K podcast.
Woo, we're back at it with
Back at
more
it. This is episode
gumption.
either 13 or 14, I can't remember.
I want to say 13 because I don't remember saying 13 last time.
Do you remember saying 12?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm wrong. It's actually 14, but I don't know. Life's been pretty chill, better than most days. I don't know if it's attributing to the gym or not. I just been a little bit more content lately. Like a little story I wanted to share about my day today. Like, had a pretty productive day, but I'm really trying to work on my #healing journey. So I went to the gym today, did my little work, did whatever, and then I went to take a shower. And the shower was just a very magical experience. Like, I felt almost high. No, like, I just want to share it. No, like, and then it's like, it's going to go on to something. Like, I have a point here. It's not just like I had a great shower. But it was just one of those showers, like, I don't know if you've had it. You know how our bathroom is?
Yes, I've had a shower.
Oh, shut up. Our bathroom is, like, the sun can, like, the windows right there, sun like while you're showering, the sun can like be right on you. So the sun was just shining on me, like the water was just looking all magical. And I think I was telling you, I read somewhere with anxiety specifically, which I sadly suffer with, they said like with me I tend to intellectualize my feelings. So I'm like, oh, whatever, you know, like I feel this way and I think I feel this way, but I kind of just enjoy the moment of the warmth of the sun and, you know, and like the crystally water, and it was just a really nice like 10-minute shower. And
So you had like a main character moment.
I totally had a main character moment.
You're like, wait a minute.
And I even had Hosier's, I don't know how you say the band's name, the song Sweet playing. Like, it was just a magical, that's the perfect way to describe it.
That's cool.
How was your day?
My day was, you know,
Day?
pretty normal.
Yeah, no main character moment.
I mean, every day is a main character moment for me, because I don't know if you knew this, but this is my story.
I think it's funny. I think it's important to have like a little main character moment every day, but I don't know.
Anyways, back to my day. It was cool. I went to work.
Nice.
That's pretty much it.
That's what you interrupted me to share.
9 to 5.
Oh yeah, you're back at it. I don't think you shared that.
Oh, I don't know. Well, for people who like know me for real, know that I got a new job.
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned it last time. The job that I thought I was gonna get, I got, and I started that shit. So that's what's up.
Yeah.
And it pays pretty well. It's a pretty easy job, all things considered. If anything, I would say it's like a very physical job. It's not like manual labor, but it's physical. But that's like half of the time. The rest of the time I'm just kind of like fucking around, so it's cool.
Which I mean, like, kind of physical jobs like that, I think it's kind of not like a cheat key, not like a hack to life, but it kind of is. It's like free gym, you know, you're lifting shit.
Yeah.
So I like, in that sense, especially for like a younger person, because my parents always hated like jobs like that, you know, because like they just had to do that like all the time. But I think when you're young at this age, like, it's not that bad to have a physical job. Like a blue-collar work, I mean.
Man, I'm going to keep it a buck. I think everybody should have a physical job at some point in their life.
Yeah, I feel the same way with, like, serving. You know, I've served a lot in my career.
Serving, I think, serves a different purpose because, like, it teaches you more how to deal with other people.
Yeah, totally.
Or, like, having a physical job, it really just, like, it for one, it humbles you, but two, every other job you ever have in the rest of your life is always going to be easier. You know what I mean?
And what do you mean by like you mean like lifting, like warehouse jobs specifically?
Yeah, not even warehouse jobs, but like anything that's physical. Like if you do construction, if you do like, you know, even like vending.
Oh,
right?
okay, gotcha.
Like if you do anything that's just physical, where like you have to like move shit around, where like
I'm trying to think if I've done it before.
You're not necessarily using like a ton of brain power.
You wouldn't consider serving as a physical job.
Well, because you're just walking around and holding plates and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not like you're not like.
No, I get you.
It's not like
it's like 50 pounds or more type of thing.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? I get you.
Exactly.
I get you.
Where like you said, it is almost damn near like a workout.
Yeah, no, that's what. Well, I will say, and one thing with serving, when I'm on my feet for like 8 to 10 hours, that's a lot of cardio. But it's not like, I'm not like gaining, you know?
Do you know what like farmer strength is?
Like, no, I think so.
So essentially, I mean, it's very like straight, like what it sounds like is what it is. So basically, like it's the idea that people who work on farms have like a baseline level of strength that most people don't get, because like, since, you know, most people who live on a farm work on that farm since they're like little. So you're constantly like moving like fucking bales of hay and, you know, gallons of milk and shit like that. So there's just like an underlying baseline strength that fucking farmers have, right?
I was gonna say, I mean,
but
sorry.
my point is, when you work a laborious job, you know, whether it's farming, construction, whatever, you get that, like, because it's different from lifting weights. Like, lifting weights is like a very controlled thing, but
of
like
course,
when you're carrying heavy shit, when you're carrying heavy shit, it builds like a different set of muscles.
I bet.
You know what I mean?
And I guess I haven't really done a job like that. That's very interesting.
I think everybody should, especially women, because a lot of the times the people, even at my job right now, there's one girl who works there. You know what I mean? And I would argue that she has the lightest route out of all of us. You know what I mean? And everybody helps her because she's a girl, all that shit, right? But the rest of it's dudes. So there's got to be like 50 dudes and like one girl.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Exactly. So it's like most women will never understand like the type of jobs that men do, the blue collar type shit. Just because, like, well, I mean, I don't blame them. Like, why would you do that when you could be like a secretary or some shit? It's way easier.
Interesting because maybe it's just that specific job, because in construction and stuff I see way more women,
but they're usually not fucking like manning the jackhammer or shoveling. They're usually like, no offense, holding like the stop sign or doing some type of like administrative type shit. They're not like the ditch digger typically.
But I guess my thing is, what if a woman wants to do that? They're gonna, because they're smaller, they are gonna get those jobs. You know what I mean? So how can
what do you mean?
Like, because a woman is smaller or whatever, a supervisor is gonna be like, you should do this job. So I don't think so. How would a woman even be able to get
but think about it.
Jobs,
think about it like this, right?
Is my question.
Think about it like this. Even if a woman, like say a small like 4'3" woman, right, who's just super like, I want to be tough with the boys, I'm gonna go do this construction job, and she volunteers to dig the ditch, it's gonna take her twice as long than if a dude just does it.
No, I get that, but
you know
what
I
I'm
mean?
saying is, so you're saying women should do all of these jobs. Where can they find it? What I'm saying,
Yeah,
like you said, in these jobs, they are going to get more of the administrative tasks.
It is
They
tough.
are going to get, you know what I mean? Like you said, she gets the lighter routes.
So
it's like,
I don't know how, like, I
you
don't know.
know?
I don't necessarily have like the right answer because it's true, like, especially in those environments, like, just logistically, you're gonna be like, just stand over there.
Exactly. Even me with like my serving job, like my coworkers be like, I'll do the harder shit. And I'm glad, you know, but like they take it over because they're like men. So that's why I'm like, and even if I'd be like, I got it, they'd be like, no, I got it. And I'd be like, okay. Sometimes I'm like, bro, I got it.
It's a catch-22 because it's like, I do think women should experience that, but realistically in that setting, most guys are going to be like, just get the fuck out of the way.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So it's not even like, it's not even like.
You would have to like, and your example of like being a small woman or whatever, that definitely plays against it because just optically they're gonna be like, you're tiny.
I'm like 5 foot.
But if you're like a 6 foot tall woman, and you're kind of like, you feel me, like you look like you play in the WNBA or some shit, you might let that person, like, I would be like, fuck it, like, let's see what you got.
So it's funny that you say you're like whatever, maybe because she's the only woman. So my mom is that woman. She's like pretty tiny, but she's worked like all of those hard labor jobs. She worked FedEx. She's maybe not tires, but she's done like car equipment's heavier than tires, and you know. And like, maybe it's because she's an immigrant or whatever. Nobody helped her. Nobody gave a fuck, you know?
Yeah. It depends on the workplace too. I think like FedEx, they don't give a
exactly. And she's worked for so many like different, and it's always, so it's nice hearing that, you know what I mean, that men help her. But I think it's because she's a dime a dozen, whereas like I think there's probably other women in those jobs. And like my mom always be like, and she's never like, you should do jobs like this. She's always like, do not do jobs like this, because it's backbreaking. Like, it is backbreaking. Yeah. So it's, I don't know. Like, I get what you're saying, but I'm also like, I don't think women should do jobs like, I think they're good going to the gym and like I don't get what that would do for them to add to their, like, you know.
I guess what my point was though, like, is if they did a day of like what a typical guy is willing to do, then,
which I'm saying my mom has and does,
but most women haven't.
Right. And my mom to be like, don't do that shit. Like, she teaches me that, which is funny because you think she'd be like, oh, you should try it. She'd be like, no, don't do that. Yeah.
And it's exhausting. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even blame, like, I won't even say women, just people in general. Like, if you can choose a job that doesn't fucking suck like that, then by all means, I think you should do it, especially if it pays well. But I do think there's like some element of character building when you do like a really shitty job, you know. And
to even take gender out of it, I think people who are smaller, like even men, shouldn't probably do jobs like that, you know.
Nah, there's some tiny ass.
Oh, is there?
Dudes. Yeah, they be.
I guess you're right, and they have hella.
Hell yeah,
that's true. Small men can be very strong. I didn't think about that. You're so right.
Their gravity's low, man. They fucking. I'm telling you, like some of these little niggas be like
really like my
hoisting
height,
me- bro, smaller.
What?
There's a dude, one of the niggas who trained me on the fucking walkie rider shit. This nigga gotta be like 4 feet. No, it's hella funny. Like,
Latino?
huh?
Is he Latino?
Yeah. No, it's hella funny because the other dude who was training me, the route that they gave me is in like San Rafael, and there's like this one street, and he was like, yeah, man, like this is where all the fucking like Guatemalans be at.
What the fuck?
And I was like, what? Like, okay. He's like, yeah, bro, like you're gonna see like just a bunch of short, tiny little brown niggas over here. And I was like, that's kind of racist. And then I shit you not today, bro.
Guatemalans are looking tiny.
On the street, he said, I turned on the street and it was like 4 of them.
That's
and they were all like this fucking tall,
That's
dude.
hella funny.
I was dying laughing.
Side note, you smell like tires.
I'm sure, dude.
Like, I was like, what is that? I was like, it's tires.
Just so you guys know, I literally just walked through the door.
Literally like 10 minutes ago.
Hit the record button and sat down.
That's how, like, we on this shit. We making money off this shit. We better.
Sponsor somebody.
I'm on my TikTok game, so I'm going to start clipping this shit. So
do it. Yeah.
It's going to be clippable. I don't know. There's like a word for it.
There will be shorts.
That's funny. That's make me a little nauseous, so I'm hoping.
Hey man, just breathe through your mouth.
No, that's so funny. But yeah, that's very interesting. And I don't know what it is, like, interestingly, like, no shade, don't cast me, but Guatemalan people tend to be shorter.
I mean, to keep it a buck, I think like that's why I believe in like hobbits for real. Cause like
I didn't want to go there.
Nah, bro, cause we have short motherfuckers now. And if you look at like Lord of the Rings and shit, like they're just short people.
Yeah.
Like that's what a hobbit is like a short person.
How do you classify a hobbit versus like a short person?
I don't know. A hobbit's like some mythical shit.
Well,
from,
duh,
like, you know what I mean?
But like I just mean like classification. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. I feel like a hobbit is just a short person.
I see.
So like if you're judging it off of
like 8-foot person.
Exactly. Like Shaq would be a fucking giant. You know what I mean?
Or Yao Ming.
So it's like to think that at some point that wasn't just like maybe we just called them something else.
Oh, of course. I always think
they
like
weren't Guatemalans, they were hobbits.
Same thing with like dinosaurs. I've been in this like not a rabbit hole, but like I just be like watching little videos about. I'm sure you've heard of it. They say like the skeletal, whatever, the skeleton of a dinosaur, what we think they look like, very reptilian, is like kind of the opposite. Because this girl gave the perfect example of.
Rabbit.
Did I send it to you?
No, but I've seen that.
Oh, okay, a rabbit. It literally, if you just saw the skeleton, you're like, "What the fuck is that gross looking thing?" But it's a cute little bunny.
I think didn't they like animate it to look like some fucking like crazy like lizard creature?
Probably, dude.
And
probably.
It was like, would you think this based off the skeleton, what it would look like versus what it is, and it's like a fucking.
It's a fucking bunny, and like. And I think we've talked about this before. Even like feathers and stuff would disintegrate. You know what I mean? So of course we're not gonna find stuff like that. So it's, and I think there's probably reptilian dinosaurs as well, because they probably found, I don't know what it is, but I'm sure there was also like huge like birds and like, which would freak me the fuck out. Thank God I didn't live back then, dude.
I mean, thank God all that shit went extinct, dude. Imagine a giant fucking. Like birds, birds now are already so fucking savage.
No, like birds now creep me out. Did you not have a fear of birds?
Imagine a bird that's like the size of a small plane.
Bro, I would, no.
You would die.
You would die. We wouldn't, exactly.
It would swoop down and fucking grab your ass and just peck your brains out.
That's crazy though. Or even a lizard the size of like even that trash. Well, okay, that's a real thing, crocodiles and shit. But like size of a car. Like, thank God. I always like.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit, dude. All right, the craziest thing is bugs. Like, thank God bugs are tiny.
Dude, in Australia they be having huge like cockroaches.
Yeah, but imagine
shit.
if like a fucking like a praying mantis was the size of like a giraffe.
Dude, oh my God,
we'd all be dead, dude.
Me out. What? Praying mantis eats humans?
Oh, bro.
I didn't know.
If you look at like the scale of like strength to size, if you scale that up, so like if you had the same amount of strength in a praying mantis, but they were the size of like whatever, bigger than they are now, they would like destroy everything.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's
like
nuts.
praying mantis like fuck up like hummingbirds and shit like that.
God damn, that's crazy. That's like whatever, like 10 times the size.
Exactly. And then think about like ants. Ants are like this big, but they can carry a leaf that's like however much times heavier than they are. You know.
No,
so
I mean,
if an ant was the size of that table, it would just lift his house up.
So
just like leave with it.
That's hella funny. Lift you up and just leave with you.
Like what the fuck? Where am I going?
So this is a little tangent, but like a dumb-ish question. You know how they're like, oh, a cockroach can like survive apocalypse? What the fuck does that mean? How can they survive it?
I mean, they're
Or
just
like a bomb,
I don't know like the exact
right?
scientific like
Or they
reason
just
for
going
it.
into like spurt?
Nah, it's something about like. Well, for one, I think the radiation doesn't kill them.
Okay, that makes
So
sense. Like they're
that's one thing, and I think something about
crazy.
just the way
Like the skeleton, their structure
some
is.
shit. Yeah.
I'll look into that.
I
Maybe
mean, have
next.
you ever tried to kill a roach for real?
Yeah, and I've killed it before.
Unless you like directly step on it, it's
Well,
kind of hard. Like if
yeah.
you spray it with that rad shit, you gotta hit it a couple times.
You mean raid?
Whatever.
Called a rad. So someone didn't have cockroaches going up.
Sorry, I wasn't a fucking peasant.
Yeah, no, that's so funny. The first apartment, like when I first moved to America, we.
No, I've definitely had roaches.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I for sure. It's not even like a dirty thing. It just
Once
you
you
can be clean.
bro, not even that. If you live in an apartment building at any point, if one person has
That's what
roaches,
I was gonna say.
it affects the whole building.
Exactly.
And they're like, if a fucking nuclear bomb can't kill them, like, good luck getting them out of your
And to be
apartment
honest,
building.
whenever a new person moves, I freak out because that one time we had roaches, that shit scarred me for life because that shit's
Same thing with bed
nasty. I've never, knock on wood, dealt. Have you?
I've never had bed bugs, but
Thank
I know like if
God.
one person has them and they come into your house, like you're fucked.
I be getting nervous at the gym and shit. Like I don't like laying on the mats and stuff because you never know. And people don't be spraying that shit
There's
down.
not bed bugs on the mats. I don't think that's not how it transfers.
No,
But
from
you can get,
somebody's
like-
body to
No,
Oh.
they're not just on you. It's not lice.
not on you, but like on your clothing.
No.
That's how it spreads, bro.
No.
Yes.
You have a better chance of getting like fucking like a staph infection or something, which is even gross.
That is gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you definitely do. So
But
like I
don't
always be
use those
wary.
fucking mats
I mean, I
anyways.
do because I like do my little
You could just bring your own. We have one.
Why the fuck would I bring my own mat? Do people do
Why
that?
so you'd rather use that filthy fucking disgusting community mat?
I never even thought about ever bringing my own
People
mat.
bring their own shit.
No, I'm sure.
People bring whole gym bags full of shit.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me. I don't bring nothing, but
That's funny. I don't bring shit besides like I guess like sometimes
My
they be
will to
don't be right. They don't be having the leg thingies when I want to do like the leg
Get your
cable
own.
shit. I know.
get your own
But
and
I'm
make
like,
sure you take
why
that
am I
shit.
paying $70 for
Nah,
me to
it's
bring
not even
shit?
that.
Like you got
It's
me
not even
fucked
that.
up.
Shit like that from a sanitary
I
perspective.
know, yeah.
And also because
Yeah.
everyone's using it, so it's gonna, when it's your shit, you're gonna take care of
Of
it. When it's the
course.
community
I
shit,
don't
people are
know.
just doing whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're putting their fucking shoes on it and shit. Like
I
they're
mean,
just-
I am, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if it's your own shit, like it's your shit.
Yeah, I guess that's
Like
true.
once I get more into like powerlifting and shit, like I'm gonna get my own belt, even though they have them there.
Oh, do they? I didn't even know that. That's gross.
That's what I'm saying.
Why
I'm
the
not
fuck
using
would
that
they have
shit.
belts there?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know, but
And people for sure don't be like cleaning
oh, for
the
sure.
equipment and shit or like
No.
any of it.
I don't know. That's
Fucking heathens.
yeah. So bed bugs and like all of that like nasty little shit or lice. I've definitely had lice in Mongolia
I've
before.
never had lice. I've had what's that shit called?
Lyme's disease.
Ringworm? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, when it's
I've
like
had,
a.
yeah.
You know what I've always wanted? Tapeworm.
Why? So you be
So you get skinny, yeah. My cousins in
Retarded.
Mongolia, they had tapeworm. So in order to come here, they had to like get that shit. They like check for it.
Yeah.
I never got it. And I was always a chunky kid. I'm like, why don't I get tapeworm? But they like,
That's gross.
I still want that shit.
Sometimes when you poop them out, they like hang out your butt.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
You're a freak.
I always wanted a tapeworm. I'm like, give me that shit.
Hell
But
no.
now it's like the new tapeworm is Ozempic. And it's like, I don't know, I be going through it. Like, obviously I don't have access to it. My mom does, but like, she's not trying to give me some. But like,
Ozempic's fucking Hollywood up right now.
fucking it up. They're just making everybody hella skinny again. I guess
Yeah,
fucking
but
it
it
up.
don't look good. They taking it too far.
I mean, yeah, but
That's
yeah,
everything in Hollywood.
that's what
though.
I was
It's
gonna
plastic
say.
surgery,
That's
but
what I was
it's
gonna
like,
say. Because like
else.
for a moment, and even like the other day, I was like highly getting considering filler for my lips. You know, I've been thinking about it for a minute because I have like tiny lip syndrome. My tiny lips. But I read this one comment on Reddit because, you know, I be in them Reddit threads, and she was just kind of saying, yeah, like fillers aren't that big of a deal. It's whatever. But she said like the lips become your new normal and you just want to keep going bigger, you know, because you're like, it's not big enough. And that kind of freaks me out because I totally would. And one day I wake up, it's like this fucking thing is gonna pop. And like you get like pockets and shit. It just doesn't look good. And I'm like, I would be so upset if it just looks all botched and like my normal lips were fine, you know?
Yep.
Oh my god, my boobies. I don't know. So it's just, And it's especially the more money I make. I know like once I make like really good money, all of that is going to be way more accessible to me. And I'm just, I don't know, it's a slippery slope. And I'm not talking about just lip fillers. Like there's a bunch of stuff you can get to your like face and everything. It's like, and it's funny because I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately just to get me in the mood for our podcast and just in general. And like, I've been listening to these couple of girls from LA, and they kind of like, they're very like LA girls in that sense that like they're influencers, blah blah blah, and like it's in jest, but they kind of talk about like if their friends don't have fillers or whatever, it's kind of like, what are you doing? Like you still have your original face type of thing.
That's why I don't fuck with LA.
We're going to LA next week or this week.
Yeah.
But no, I get you, and like I'm not saying that's all of LA, obviously, because there's
most of it.
No, I don't.
I
think it's the loud majority that we're seeing, if that makes sense.
But it's not even just that.
You know?
It's also like everyone who's moving to LA to try and be somebody.
Wait, I get you.
They're all falling into the fucking cookie cutter mold of what it is to be, you know, a bad bitch or whatever. It's like the Kim Kardashian, you know.
Yeah.
The fucking
it's
mold,
the American
bro.
dream.
Like everybody goes there and gets the same surgery and they all look the fucking same. And if you don't have it, like you said, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and it's funny even, like, because they're, like, they call themselves comedians, but they're, like, to me, more influencers, but I don't know. It made me feel weird because, like, I think I'm an attractive person, but it's funny to go to LA. They would just be like, oh, like, she's ugly because she's just...
So that's why, you know.
And I know you're very, like, your natural beauty. Like, you would hate for me to get that. So it's a very barrier.
I always just thought, my thing is just, like, if you get surgery of any kind, you're no longer you. You know what I mean? Like this is what and I say. I feel like I've said this
any
before.
kind, like even if you get like a fucking
unless it's like something that like
medicinal,
no. Like unless
medical.
it's something where it's like you're horrifically burned in an accident, and you get something to fix it. It's like fine,
or
whatever,
like a deviated septum, and you get a nose job, it still looks good.
Yeah, fine. But what I'm saying is like if you have like a big nose and then you get like a nose surgery to make it smaller. My thing is like that's not really you. So for me, it's like if I was to meet a girl, right, who had like all this surgery, she's bad as fuck, whatever, right? I'm like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. And then I see like a picture of her as a kid and she looks completely different. Or like not even a kid, just like a couple years before the surgery and she looks completely different. I'm gonna be like, you just like fooled me. Like that to me is like catfishing.
Yeah, I get you in that, and I think that it would only be a problem once you have kids with them, and then you know what
Exactly.
I mean.
Bro, okay, so perfect example.
I know you always use that story. Most people know about it.
So there's a story of the dude in I think it was in China. He like married Korea or whatever the fuck, some Asian country. He like married this chick who was like again like super bad or whatever, and then they had kids, and all their kids didn't look like basically they were ugly. Like,
yeah.
And he sued this bitch because he didn't know that she got all this surgery done.
Yeah, but it's just again like probability because like really attractive people can make ugly and really ugly people can make attractive people. Like you don't know, it's a fucking swirl. So it's like bye.
Statistically, if you're two attractive people are gonna make a relatively attractive.
Funny enough, too, attractive people usually make really ugly kids. It's a weird like cancels out. So you know, I'm glad I'm the cute one. You're ugly, so we can make a cute kid. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
This nigga.
Because like, I don't know, but I think my parents are both pretty attractive people, and they made this.
That's what I'm saying. I think my parents are both pretty attractive
you're right.
too.
And they made you.
An ugly nigga. No, I'm kidding.
Exactly. I'm just kidding. But I don't know. It's. You know my views on plastic surgery.
I just think it's unnecessary.
It's dumb.
I'll say if you're a guy and you get surgery, unless you're gay, what are you doing?
Oh my God, no.
If you're a girl and you get surgery, unless you're like deeply insecure about something, then by all means do whatever. Like again, it's your body, your choice. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But I feel like the better. This is super cliche. I sound like a fucking self-help book, but it's like you should to some degree learn how to just like be happy with yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And also,
easier said than done.
For sure. And I also feel like your physique plays a big part of it too. You know what I mean? So like, again, I'm sounding like a broken record. Like if you just exercise, you'll probably not only feel more confident, but a lot of like it'll boost your attractiveness up a couple points just off of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Again, that's very like... Like in the perfect world, of course. But
it's easier said than done.
Exactly.
For sure. But I also think that because surgery and all that shit is so easy and accessible, it makes the hard route not as attractive. So it's like, why would I do all this extra work when I could just go get the surgery?
But you're talking about more like weight loss and stuff. I'm thinking about what if you have like a crooked nose right there, you know, you're beautiful rest of your life, but that it has nothing to do. You're fine, you can breathe fine, but it's just you don't like cosmetically how it looks, and for like all your life, you know.
If you're deeply insecure about that, then
exactly.
Like, I'm not telling you what to do or what not to do. I'm just saying for me personally, like, I don't think I would ever get surgery.
Of course,
I'd rather just be stuck with that feature. But if it's something that is deeply unsettling to that individual, right? That's why we have surgery. Go for it. And I think
that is kind of an objective thing, because like maybe like I think my lips are deeply insecure about me, you know. So I totally get you in that. Like I'm very like wishy-washy, and I totally get you in that. It's very slippery slope, but it's addicting. But I think if I did have a little bit, I don't not think I wouldn't get Botox. And I know that was such a contradictory statement.
But why? That shit's
because I don't think I would like how this looks, and like
it don't matter though, because when you get to an age where like you're supposed to just naturally be aging, your fucking face. Have you seen like old people with? No, Botox?
I know, I get what you mean.
They look fucking frightening, dude.
But
like, I'm like, that's what you want to look like.
I don't know, but I'm just thinking.
What do you mean?
Or like certain things, there's a lot of little cosmetic surgery that's out there that can just make you look so much better than you can if you just have the money. And when I do have the money, I'm not saying I wouldn't do that. You know?
Okay.
And it's not because I'm deeply insecure. I just think it can enhance me.
It'll be fun.
No, I literally think it could just enhance me. It's like people getting their teeth whitened. That's how I see. That's different though. That's how I see. And like, no, I totally do. I feel like teeth whitening,
everybody should do that.
Well, nip and tuck, everybody should do that.
Fuck no. Teeth whitening is so like.
I'm just saying. It's like, where do you draw the line? You know, contact lenses. It's like glasses. You know, laser. Like, where do you draw the line, really? Like, no, I'm just saying, nobody really needs laser, you know? But that you're down for. It's like, but then it's like a little.
Because I don't want to fuck my eyeballs.
I know, but you know what I'm saying? You were.
I can't see. But that's different, because that's like a function.
Okay, I'll give you that. That's a little different.
Like, without glasses, I'm fucked.
I know without glasses, but I'm talking about laser or.
LASIK?
Excuse me, LASIK. Yeah, LASIK.
That fixes your eyesight.
I know, but you can easily just wear glasses.
Well, I'm saying in the scenario where I break, like, let's just say
I'll give you that.
I break my glasses. I'm in the middle of the woods somewhere, right? I'm fucked. I'm not getting out. Like, I can't see.
No, I get you. But I'm just saying, it's like.
But you're never gonna be in the woods like, oh no, I don't have my Botox.
But the great example is the teeth whitening shit. Like you said, you think everybody should get it. And that's just a very strictly cosmetic thing. I'm just saying. Like, where do you draw the line, sir?
I mean, you don't have to...
Sounds like you hate women. I'm just kidding.
You don't have to go under anesthesia to get your teeth whitened.
You don't go under anesthesia to get Botox. What the fuck?
They put numbing cream on you, though.
How is that same as Botox? Anesthesia.
Getting your teeth whitened, they just, like, slap some shit on there, and that's it.
You don't have to get numbing cream for Botox. You can just get it regular.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Why don't you just get it then?
I don't need it right now.
Anywho. That was like 20 minutes of a random ass tangent.
I thought it was
So we actually did have a topic for today.
We had a couple topics.
The one that I really want to do, that I think we should start off with is, it doesn't have to be 7. We can let's just start with 3 and then see how many we can come up with. But like, what's 3 like, what would you even call it? Like, I guess self-help advice that you think is overrated, and 3 that you think are underrated.
Interesting. Okay, you go first, because I do know. I didn't even know you had this as a topic.
Oh, I didn't tell you?
No, you did not tell me. I'm not prepared at all.
Okay. I'll start with overrated.
Okay.
I'm gonna say therapy.
Mine is opposite. That's my underrated.
Okay, so perfect. I'll tell you why I think it's overrated. I think it's overrated because, and I guess I'll just speak for myself. I personally don't think that simply talking about your problems really does anything. And I know a lot of the school of thought behind it is like talking to somebody who's judgment free, who's not in your family, being able to like openly discuss whatever's, plaguing you or whatever the fuck, is supposed to be therapeutic. But personally, I just don't get it.
What do you not get about it?
I mean, for me, it just never, like, I've tried therapy, and for me, it's just never been beneficial to just like talk to somebody, especially because maybe it's the therapist that I've had, but usually they're just like, like, you know, how do you feel about that, you know, or just like
how
some
long
generic
were you
shit.
in it?
When I was in college, I did maybe like 2 or 3 sessions.
And you thought,
But the lady, this bitch literally, like, she would just like stare at me and like nod, and I'd be like, okay, like, aren't you supposed to say something? Like,
I get you.
You know, or like, I guess what I want more from therapy is like psychoanalysis, whereas like therapy is just like you're just talking. You know what I mean?
I think that's just one form of therapy.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
talking, yeah.
So at least the therapy that I've done has always just been the talking to somebody kind. Whereas like I guess what I would prefer is like a psychoanalysis, like somebody who would almost explain where like your thought patterns come from, or like shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I don't know like that much in depth about therapy to be like, oh, whatever, but I think that is a form of therapy as well.
Yes,
but
I think it's called psychotherapy.
Yeah, but I also think like behavioral therapy could be really good for you as well. I honestly think 2 to 3 sessions, I know you didn't like the lady, is isn't gonna give you kind of what you were looking for in therapy. And I guess my end goal, another question is, what was your end goal out of therapy? I know you don't have to. You know what I mean? What were you looking for? Then. Unless, I guess right now.
Well, I mean, right now I'm in therapy for like fucking substance abuse and shit. But even that is like, and that's like quote unquote behavioral therapy. But like the fucking, at the end of these sessions or whatever, she offers suggestions of shit that like I could do, but it's all stuff I already know. Right. Like it's not like.
But you've only gone to like 2, right?
Yeah, but even then it's like she's not saying anything new. Like I guess the fucking problem is like I'm already so critical of my own thoughts and like my own like I like self-analyze my own shit so much that I already know the solution. It's just doing it.
Totally. And I think that's where I always tell you about like intellectualizing your feelings rather than feeling it comes from, because I do that as well. I analyze the fuck out of everything, but I don't really allow myself to feel it. And I think that's where...
Well, I don't think that's it.
Well,
at least for me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, in some ways, because like, not to like really go in there, sometimes why you struggle with substance abuse is because like you just want to like, I don't like go numb and like just like, you know, so I feel like it does kind of go hand in hand in my opinion.
I feel like that's not because like I guess like the trope is always like because of like childhood trauma or some shit like that. Well, what else? It's not adult trauma, right? So they always, but my point is this, they always blame it on childhood trauma. I don't think I had like a terrible childhood. I think my childhood was pretty lit. I think the reason why I drink is because I like to fucking drink, and then when I start drinking, it's just it's like literally the voice in my head is like, well, why stop? Right. Like it's like, oh, you're having fun, why stop having fun? Like just keep going, you know what I mean? Yeah. And until like you black out, it's just like, oh well, I'm still having a good time. It's not.
And it's funny because I know like trauma and all of those childhood trauma gets very overused, but I've heard this one interesting thing from a psychologist, and it's obviously like there's scales and like there's degrees to it, but they say like no child comes out of their childhood unscathed. Exactly. And that's why therapy can help with that, because it helps you talk and deal with that. Because like I'm saying, it's varying levels of it. But like it's kind of what you were saying. It's that third person, you know? Even if you, like, you know, you get what I'm trying to say? Even if you think like it wasn't traumatic or whatever, but like it must have affected you in some way. It could be anything small, you know? And I'm talking about like it can just be anybody. And I just think stuff like that, to talk to like a therapist, quote unquote, could be good. But to go on another thing, I saw this one little video about kind of going therapy kind of makes your point in that they said that in America specifically, therapy is very overused, in that when you just have like a sad feeling or whatever, they say therapy. What we're actually missing in America is like connection. We're actually meant to just talk to people, and now people are using therapy to talk to somebody. And I thought it was interesting.
I think specifically in young people too, it's with your fucking parents. So I was actually listening to this podcast the other day about how therapy is detrimental to like this generation in particular because of a lot of what you just said, it being overused. And the thing is, like, a lot of in the days of past, if you had a problem or whatever, like you would talk to your peers or your parents or your family. But now they've removed the, you know, the I guess, like the family unit,
Totally.
and they've outsourced it to therapy. So the moment
Totally.
you have any issue, it's like, oh, well, you need therapy, especially with young kids,
Mm-hmm.
which I think, like, if I had kids, I wouldn't put them in therapy unless it was something like super duper, like okay, like you need a professional.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're just having like a rough time at school or something like that, or like, they're just dealing with some growing pains, puberty, emotions, hormones, all that shit, like I would rather they feel comfortable enough to come talk to me,
Of course.
and I offer them what I think is the best advice than just some random person.
Of
And
course.
I think that's a bigger issue, is the fact that nowadays, whether it's the kid or the parent, they don't feel comfortable having those conversations.
Right. And she kind of goes on, besides like therapy, she goes on a whole, like a bigger level than that. And she kind of like attributes to capitalism as a whole, but she kind of goes into like, even like working out. Back in the day, it was just you were walking, you were everywhere, you
Yeah,
know.
you just
Now
did
you have
shit.
to like pay to go to the gym. Everything is like, it's a capitalistic world that
But
we
it's
live in.
also our food's fucking poisonous.
That's the thing too. Now that like even the food, you know, like it's just, and she made such an interesting point. I'm like, yeah, that's true. Like we are so isolated. We are so on our phones. We are, you know, like even just 20, 30 years ago, it's and I also think it's a very American individual as can you say that word for me?
Individualistic.
Thank you. Whereas like in Europe and Asian countries, it's still very much community based. Whereas I think now everybody's just kind of, you know, I want to be the influence. I want to, it's money. People just want to make money. And again, yes, making money is great because it gives you power. But in like Spain, you can be a server, you know, you don't get tips, but you still make, like, your identity is not really tied to that. Whereas in America, it very much is, you know? And I don't know. I need that,
Yeah,
you know?
I feel that.
And it just, yeah, it's just so interesting to hear because you see in like Asia and Europe, you can just be a barista, you can just do whatever, and you still have enough money to buy a house. You can travel, you know?
I don't know about that.
No,
To
I'm
buy
so
a house.
okay. Maybe not buy a house, but like still live comfortably, you know? Maybe
Sure.
if you have a husband or like a wife, and like it's just, I don't know. Whereas here, like I make pretty good money, but like I still fucking struggle, and like vice
I mean,
versa.
you're also living in one of the most expensive fucking states.
Our rent is cheap as fuck.
California's not cheap as fuck.
Yeah, that's true. Besides
Food's not
everything
cheap as
else,
fuck.
yeah,
Gas ain't cheap as
that's
fuck.
true. That's true. Everything else,
Like,
yeah.
okay, cool, we got lucky with rent, but
Yeah, everything else. No, I get you. So it's just, I don't know. It's interesting, and I think that's also like it all just goes hand in hand, you know. And that's why there's more depressed people. That's why it's like, you know, it's, I don't know, and I don't know what the solution is.
psychedelic drugs. So why do you think it's underrated?
I kind of about what I said, like what I've been. I just think it's. I think at any point in your life you can go through like traumatizing things, but you don't quite even understand it until you like take time to really think about it, if that makes sense. Because sometimes, and this is just me ruminating in my like traumas or whatever, like little stuff just pops in my head. I'm like, oh shit, like when I went through it I didn't think it was that bad, but when you really think about it, like that really affected me, you know.
Okay, so my question is, why do you need another person to break that down? Like, okay, so
do you
my
mean?
point is this, like, saying it out loud to another person, how does that make it better than if you think about it by yourself?
So it's a little different because I haven't really done regular therapy or like just talking. The therapy I've done for like 3-4 times was behavioral therapy. She was actually giving me like steps on how to change these behaviors. Like that's where I learned from, like, if I'm feeling very anxious, like just think about what I'm feeling. Like I didn't know that before. And you could say, no. And you could say like, I can look at these resources, whatever. But I think a therapist is this concise person. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Do you get what I'm?
Well, when you say like that, what I guess I come to the conclusion is, if you need somebody who can give you those answers, then therapy is good.
Yeah.
But like, even you just saying that, it's like, whenever I felt anxious, that's exactly what I've done.
Right.
It's sat there and be like, well, what's making me anxious? Why?
Right.
And then you sit in that feeling, and then you realize like, oh, this, like, why does this make me feel anxious? Why am I having this response to this? What is it about this that is leading me to feel this way? And then removing the power from that, right? So, for example, a job interview, right? Leading up to the job interview, most people feel anxious. I felt anxious before. But then once I'm feeling that feeling, I'll think like, well, why am I anxious? Oh, because I don't know what the outcome is going to be. Okay, well, why does that bother me? Oh, because I really want this job. Okay, well, what happens if I don't get this job? It's not the end of the world. I still have these other opportunities that I can pursue or something like that, right? And then it's like, well, what's the best way to make sure that I can minimize this feeling of anxiety? We'll be more prepared. So it's like, that's my internal, that's like, and that's just an example. But like with anything that,
where are you going with this?
So what I'm saying is like, if I do that on my own, why the fuck do I need another person to tell me
but
the
I
same
think that's
thing?
just like you know what I mean?
And that's why I think it's overrated.
Yeah,
because
and that's why I think it's underrated, from my opinion and from like my life experiences.
And that's what I was saying. If you need somebody to help you get those answers, then I can see how therapy is helpful.
But I personally think behavioral therapy would be helpful for you, like me knowing you and like.
Well, I'm in behavioral therapy. I know. And fucking ain't doing shit.
It's only your like third, fourth session, but I'm just saying like knowing you and like I just personally think
I would like somebody to come and just be like, fucking, here's some shit you've never thought about before, and I'm like,
But there isn't, like, that's saying like I just want someone to come and like give me a house, you know what I mean? With everything,
what?
No, but with everything you have to work at it. If that kind of makes, where you're kind of saying is. Like, what even different thoughts? Like, what do you think? I guess you don't know.
How am I not? Okay, so is me not being in therapy not working at it?
No, it is. That's why I'm saying. But your whole point is you're saying most people don't need it. But I kind of disagree in that sense. I think most people would be. Like, you know how you have doctor, dentists? I think it should be, like, also, like, you get a therapist.
Sure.
Like, that's what I personally feel. Yeah. Agree to disagree.
Yeah. All right, your turn.
An underrated, like...
Or overrated, whichever.
I don't know, because I don't really pay attention to mental health. Like, what was it? Like, what was the overall?
Like, self-help advice.
Self-help, because I don't really pay attention to self-help.
It could be anything, though. It could be, like, financial shit.
My bad. I personally think it's very overrated, these, like, self-help gurus.
As a whole,
I definitely agree. And I know that's very like opposite from what I'm saying about the therapist, but I say that because with therapy, there's your license. It's 8, 9, whatever. You know what I mean? You get a lot of training. With these gurus, how I see it, I kind of just see it same as like religion, to be honest, and not to like very like go there. I kind of see it as just you see all these vulnerable people and like. Loki taking advantage. That's how I feel. And it's always like, you should buy this master class. It's never like, I'm going to give this to you for free. It's always like, you're going to get something out of it.
Okay.
You know? That's what I think.
My first point is a lot of the time with these like quote. So I think there's a difference though. I think there's like these like corny, sleazy, like self-help gurus that I think you're mostly talking about. Who always want to like sell you something and all this shit, and they like proclaim.
I think they all are trying to sell it.
But then there's other people who have self-help advice. Mm-hmm. They're not necessarily gurus, and then they kind of end up having like a cult like following just because people resonate with their message, right?
Right.
So the example that comes to my mind is Ryan Holiday, right? Do you know who that is?
I have no idea who that is.
So Ryan Holiday, for those who don't know, he's an author. He used to work for what's that fucking. That one clothing company where it came out where like the owner was like yes, American Apparel. So he used to do their marketing, right? So he came out with a book.
Don't trust them.
Exactly, but he came out with a book called "Trust Me, I'm Lying," and he basically exposed like all the fucked up marketing shit that they did, right? And he was just like, "This is what I used to do. I realized it was fucked up." He wrote a book about it, right? And then he kind of transitioned into like the whole like Stoic philosophy. So he didn't really get into it thinking he was going to be your guru. He just kind of like wrote his opinions on like Stoic philosophy, philosophers, all that shit, right? And put it in a digestible way for like the modern person and how it could benefit you as a modern person. Because of that, he has somewhat of a cult following. I wouldn't necessarily call him a self-help guru, but what he writes about is essentially self-help.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So, but that's different. And he's just an author. I'm sure he probably has like, you know, he probably has like some online thing, but he doesn't sell like courses or anything. He just sells his book and he has a podcast and all that shit, right? Versus like, you know, I don't know, like a fucking insert any sleazy self-help guru that you don't like. I think there's like a difference, right? And I think depending on where you are in your life and like what kind of help you're like looking to get, you could either fall victim to the sleaze,
right?
Because the way these motherfuckers work is like they're selling you like a dream essentially,
right?
It's like if you buy my thing or if you take this class, whatever it is, it'll solve your problem.
Right, totally.
Which usually isn't the case.
Right.
Versus like a person like Ryan Holiday who just gives you like guidelines to live by.
Yeah.
And if you practice them, then maybe your life will get better. Who knows?
So, for somebody who reads a lot of self-help books and stuff like that, I think it's interesting that you're very kind of hesitant about therapy, because I think those are very similar things. One is just more for like, it's more accessible to the masses. The other one is just, books, and like I just mean self-help gurus like that. And I think it goes hand in hand, because a lot of these self-help gurus tend to have a PhD, tend to be psychologists and therapists. So they are kind of using their real world experience in doing that. So doesn't it kind of go hand in hand, you don't think? So I guess, why do you think when it's an individual person and they're kind of giving you the same, it just takes longer because they're working on you on the daily day?
No, what I think it is, I think when you read the book, listen to the podcast, whatever it is.
It's on your own time.
Well, you're actively searching for the answer. Whereas like therapy, and this is what I said I was looking for too, you're almost looking for someone to give you the answer, right? That's what I said a couple, like, I literally want somebody to give me the answer.
Right.
Versus like when I'm reading a book, I'm looking for the answer. So like, I feel like to some degree when you discover it on your own, it's a lot more impactful.
You know what I think? I think a therapist is almost like a teacher. They kind of help you find the tools.
I don't like teachers either, though.
I guess.
Like
I guess. Yeah, maybe and I do. Me. Yeah, I think it's just. Maybe I think it's just not just you. I think there's people who think like you as well.
Because I'm the type of nigga like, let me figure it out, and then when I have a question, I'll come to.
And I'm like that too, as well. You know, in certain things. But I just think it's interesting because you are very into like self-help, but I just think they go such hand in hand. Like it's almost you get what I'm trying to say.
But also, I feel like therapy, like therapists have like, not like a script, but they have like a certain way of.
I just think you're thinking about a very
providing
like
help.
Almost like cliche version of therapy, in my opinion.
So far it's been pretty cliche.
That's what I personally think. Yeah.
Versus, I feel like if you like a self-help book might not necessarily be like it's more broad, I guess.
You know what I mean? Of course. I totally get that. I just think it's interesting. And I also think where I'm like, you obviously have a psychology degree, so it's almost like it's like you already read the book, you know.
That doesn't help you.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Whereas I totally think like it's almost like you go in with that bias, you know, being like, I already know this.
It's not even a bias though, because I'm looking to be surprised.
No, of course. But I'm saying like there's like a word for like implicit, like a bias you don't even know, you know, because you're already like, of course and then once they say all the stuff, you know, you're already like, well, I know what you're gonna say. So I feel like it's almost like, you know, you're not like fully like divulging yourself, because you're just like, you know, and you're almost like, I can find it myself anyways. Like you're almost, you know what I mean, checking those boxes in your head.
Sure.
That's how I kind of see it.
Okay.
Your turn. Underrated, overrated.
I guess it doesn't have to be self-help in particular, just advice.
Okay, that's easier.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It doesn't have to be like, it could be whatever. But, damn.
It's hard, right? That's why I wish you told me so we could have prepared.
I know. I feel like
he didn't tell me this. I told him 3 topics like way before.
I had a list like in my head, and then I just fucking didn't remember it. Let's see.
I guess one advice, like an underrated that I wish people would like talk about more, is like just saving money. And I'm talking more about like my parents, you know. I never really got fiscal responsibility from them, but I guess to say they aren't fiscally responsible as well, so they don't know.
So saving money.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that underrated?
I think it's an underrated tip. I know you can say it's all in the market, but like I personally, like you said, you have to go out to look, and I haven't done that, you know. So I guess I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I want to say more maybe accessibility and money management at a younger age. But I don't know if that's overrated or underrated.
I mean, I would say saving money is definitely underrated, but I feel like not for the reason that most people would think. Like, I think saving money just to save money isn't good advice.
Yeah.
But I think saving money with a goal like if you're like, I'm saving this money because I want to buy this house, or
Yeah.
like I'm saving this money because I want to start this business, or I'm saving this money because XYZ, not like vacation or shopping or shit like that, but like if you're saving your money with a specific goal in mind, I think that's really good advice for people.
Yeah,
But
totally.
I think a lot of the time, even if your parents tell you, oh, like save your money, like don't spend frivolously, they usually just mean just save it to save it,
Right,
like just have money
totally.
in the bank account, which I think is like,
So what's kind of the point?
yeah, like it's just gonna
Yeah.
sit there for like, you know what I mean?
No, I get you. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's just me personally. Like, I need help with money management. You know.
Yeah.
Do you have one more?
I'm trying to think of something that's underrated.
Okay.
I think some underrated advice that like I got, but like I didn't really listen to until kind of like my mid-20s, was somebody basically told me like like use your 20s to figure out what you want to do, and essentially what they're
You never got that before? That's a very generic one that most people get, no?
no, I did get it.
Underrated.
It's underrated,
Okay.
but I didn't take it, like I didn't get it until I was like 26, 27.
Right.
Because like when you're young, especially out of college, it's like, oh, like time to start my career,
Right.
You know what I mean? And like you kind of try to like put yourself on the path for like that specific thing. And basically what this person told me was like, you should just fuck around, like try everything, like try things that you think you might not like, try things that you think you will like, just like fuck around, like you like don't really think about a career per se until your 30s.
Right.
And just use your 20s to like explore, like
Who said that?
what's this nigga's name? Fucking Wade.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Well, he somebody else told me it before. I can't remember who, but when I worked for him, and he was like looking at my resume, I was like, oh, like I've had all these like random experiences, and he was like, no, that's good.
That's good.
He was
That's
like,
nice.
he was like, I like to see that because
You're just like seeing
shows that
different shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it shows, and it's weird that like
Well, he made my resume because I have like 4 years at the same time.
It's weird that like when you apply to a job, they kind of want you to have like this consistent
Yeah.
track record, because I would argue that if you have a bunch of random shit, it just means you're more well-rounded. You know what I mean?
Well, they see it as like you can't keep a job.
That's what they see it as. No, of course,
Yeah.
like from a business.
That's what I would see. Yeah.
But I would argue that if you had a bunch of different experiences, it's like, well, this guy can do a bunch of different things.
Depends your duration.
Sure.
You know, because if it's like 6 months or less, like you can't keep a job.
I mean, they ask you like, why did you leave? Or
I know,
whatever.
of course. It's just funny. Yeah. No, that's a good one because I didn't really get like a lot of career training at all.
The other piece of underrated advice that I really, really, really like that Brandon told me, I think I shared this with you before, specifically when working at a job.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
He told me like the best way to kind of like excel at any job is to always anticipate what your boss, your supervisor, whatever is gonna ask of you, so that way they don't have to ask you.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Oh shoot. And I feel like with my like EA job, I do that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's kind of like, especially now that I kind of get her like like the way she does stuff, I totally try to like anticipate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's great advice because
That's great advice.
I've done that at every single job
Same.
I've ever had. Even the job I have now, it's the best fucking feeling when they're like, hey, like by the way, go do this, and you're like, I already fucking did it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's the best feeling in my opinion,
Totally.
because it's like you don't have to tell me, I already know what to do.
Kind of similar to that, my mom always I always do this advice. She's always like at a job, like if the boss is there or whatever, manager's there, always look make sure you're
busy.
working,
Yeah.
look busy, exactly. And that's a very like, because I have coworkers who just be like kind of standing around. I'm like, bro, like why? If I was the owner or the manager, I'm like, what am I doing? Like you're
why am I paying
yeah on your phone, like hell no. So I just think that's a bad look. Just in general, I'm always like not even look because I try to be busy because it's like I'm getting paid and like
Right.
my job is not that hard. Like let me at least do something.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like, I totally think it's rude when they're just on their phone. I'm like, damn. Like, I get it. Some companies, like, fuck them. It's like, you really don't respect this.
I think employers like that, too.
Yeah, totally.
Even if it's, like, a facade, it's like, okay, at least they care enough to pretend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
And then the last piece of underrated advice that I think I would fucking say is damn, I just forgot it. That's crazy.
I don't know how you forgot it. Someone's high.
Fuck, what was it? It'll come to me. If I can remember it, it'll come to me. God damn it. It's like on the tip of my tongue, too.
I hate that feeling. I don't know.
Nah. Anyways. Did you have
yeah, so one of my interesting topics that I learned about was about alligators, and they have this Did you not look at the little list I told you? Well, I didn't add this. So alligators are apparently have this thing called like either like spin of doom or like
the barrel roll?
Yes.
Where they fucking twirl your ass until
Bro, so it's so insane. I learned this from another podcast, and I was like, that's fucking it. Because alligators are already savage-ass animals. Like, they can just bite and, like, fuck you up, right? But they're like, but no, there's more. They literally take, like, it can be a human, an animal, whatever. They take you underwater, spin you the fuck around just to make sure you're fucking dying, to be like, extra fuck you.
No, it's crazy.
And then they fucking, like, kill you.
I've seen this one video of an alligator. It bit another alligator's leg and then, like, did that, ripped the leg off of that other alligator, and then the other alligator was just like,
and it was still alive?
Didn't even react. Like, its leg is gone. And he was just like, hey, bro. Like,
it's crazy.
Like, alligators are fucking dinosaurs, dude.
They are. That's so funny you say that. And it's apparently, like, a real issue in Florida, because alligators are just hella there. Yeah. And, like, it's actually a huge thing. They're like, hey, like,
don't swim in the water,
bro. I had no idea. And that's why I'm like, adding another reason why I'm not ever going to visit Florida.
You know what's crazy? I don't think you're allowed to, like, kill them.
No?
No.
You can't hunt them?
You should, because they're fucking delicious.
That's what I was going to say. We love alligator sausages.
Yeah. Like, fuck them alligators, bro. Like, and they're fucking big as fuck.
Delicious. Yeah. I did not think, like, they would be good. I mean, we've only tried the sausages. Bomb.
No, I've had, like alligator, like, barbecue.
Ooh.
I can't remember if it was, like,
where?
I don't know. It's some, like, fair or some shit like that. But it's really good. It's really good.
Is it red?
No, it's like a white meat.
Oh, okay.
Which is
because
weird.
when we get it in the shit, it's like red in the
seasonings.
Well, yeah.
Because even when you get it barbecued, it's like red. But if you look at like a skinned alligator, it's white meat.
Yeah, and you would think
it's like a reptile.
Because I don't know what color reptiles are on this side.
Like, have you ever seen frog legs?
No.
It's like white meat.
I've never.
Or
seen
like a
that.
snake. A skinned snake is white.
I've never seen that either.
Well, now you know.
Yeah, and so what's the difference between alligators and crocodiles? Is that a dumb question?
Their snouts are different. I think an alligator has like the squarish one, and a crocodile.
Are they chiller crocodiles? You think, or are they both savages?
They're both assholes.
I don't even know the difference. I need to like Google what they look like.
If you look, I know their snouts are different, and then I think one of them is like,
I just know, like, see you later, alligator. In a while, crocodile. That's the difference for me. That's the only difference. But no,
you're like, scientifically speaking.
Exactly.
See you later, alligator.
It makes more sense. So it's, I don't know. When I just learned that shit, I'm like, damn. Because I do want to visit Florida, but the more shit I hear about it, including the people, I'm like, I don't know. The crazy shit. You're like, dad marries daughter and has like
Florida man.
Yeah.
Florida
and it's
man
like,
marries daughter.
Exactly. It's always Florida man, Florida woman, Florida person. It's like, Florida, are y'all okay? Like, what is
Florida's
happening
its own
there?
Fucking country, dude.
And like, I was gonna go into some OP shit, but I was like, no. I was gonna be like educationally, like they're not even like the worst of the worst. It's Mississippi, so I'm like, what are they doing? I know. I was like, no shade at Mississippi. You know, I'm just gonna say something, but like I don't feel this way. Apparently, like Alabama's like, at least we're not Mississippi.
Mississippi's not even that bad.
You know, there's the 50th worst state in the country, including in education.
It sucks, but like.
So what's not bad about it?
They got Big Johns, nigga.
Because I heard the weather sucks. I heard like education sucks. I heard, I don't know about the people.
It is boring. Ain't shit to do.
Yeah, I heard there's like a lot of people just don't know how to read in Mississippi. I'm like,
it's country as fuck.
Is there at least like dope people?
Nah, fam. Every time I've been to Mississippi, is hella
Not
like the
even
only
dope
reason I've ever
people?
gone is because like family, like to
Yeah,
visit family.
yeah.
But it's so fucking boring. Like at least every time I've gone to North Carolina to like see my grandparents and shit, it's kind of lit because they have like good food and stuff like that. And then there's like they have like the college town or whatever.
Oh,
So like
I didn't know that.
it's cool. Like it's
Is
not
that where
that
Railing
bad.
is, or is that South Carolina?
Huh?
Rowling?
Yeah, it's North
Okay.
Carolina.
Yeah.
But
I want to go.
we should go.
We should.
I want to go see my granddad.
We should. He can meet my Oriental ass.
Yes! But those are the niggas from that's my family from Mississippi.
Oh,
who
of course
said
they
that
would
shit.
say that.
Yeah.
I'm screaming.
At our family reunion, I told them that like I was dating this motherfucker, and they're like, "Oh, like she's an Oriental," and these are like old Southern black people, like fucking are old as dirt, like you know what I mean.
I hope you know I'm going to the next family reunion.
They
I
just
want them
sent
to
out.
meet me.
They just sent out the invitations. I think it's in Atlanta, but we're not going.
Why?
I mean, it's expensive, and I don't want to go.
Oh, I forget they make y'all pay, huh?
Yeah, you gotta pay your dues and like pay for a shirt and all that shit. Plus, you gotta get your hotel room and your flight.
Oh, damn.
It's not like they pay for you.
Of course. Yeah.
And I've already been to the one in Atlanta, so I'm kind of like over it.
Oh, the one before the Oakland one was in Atlanta, huh?
I think so.
Yeah, I
and
forgot
then the
about
one
that.
before that was somewhere else.
This is the Holberg family, obviously, huh? Yeah.
Who else would it be?
Fall.
Okay.
No, I don't know. Which is like cool that you guys do that. Like my family don't fuck with
It's
each other.
damn near every year, I think, too.
So y'all just be missing every year?
Hell yeah. What
That's
the fuck?
crazy. Why don't they do it somewhere lit? Like if nobody's in New York?
No.
Well, I meant like is it your grandma's side or your grandpa's side? But it's like Holbrook. That's what I meant. Yeah. Trying to make me feel stupid. Cause whatever. We don't need to go there. But no, I think that's dope. Like I wanna be part of a family reunion. Like I've never been to a wedding, never been to a family reunion or a baby shower. But no, I'm not gonna say anything. I was gonna spoil something.
About to spill the beans.
I know.
Got ourselves a bean spiller.
Oh, stop. But yeah, you know she don't watch it. She don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna send it to her.
No, I mean you can, but like obviously I'm not gonna say it. But I don't know. So another thing I wanted to talk about was cruises because I think cruises are interesting as well. But I also want to go on a cruise.
Where would you go to cruise to?
One of my regulars at my job, she's like a huge cruiser. Like she goes to like 10 cruises a year, maybe more. Like she's one of those people, you know how you said your grandma gets like invited to VIP hotels or used to for like casinos. Like she goes on so many cruises, they give her like the best of the best. Yeah. And she said the first one that we should go on is basically it's a 4-day trip, cheapish. It goes to Ensenada, like Mexico, basically, like down.
4 days, fuck that.
More or less?
More.
Oh, well, just to try it out. And that's kind of like a couple of $100. Not even bad. It's all inclusive. What? You look so tired.
I am tired now. I got the fight.
Like you look like you're falling asleep.
My eye is burned, but I am tired.
Oh.
Fucking I mean, I'm down. I don't know. I've went on one cruise.
Where'd you go?
Mexico.
Of course.
But it was like 2 different places. I think it was like a 4-day trip. 4-day.
It's probably
cruise
the same
too.
one.
Yeah.
We want to go.
It was Carnival Cruise Lines. We left from like San Diego, or not San Diego. It was like somewhere a little bit south of LA. I forget where. But basically, we went to like this one place in Mexico, and then we went like to another place in Mexico, and then we came back, and it was pretty lit.
And you were like a kid, right?
Yeah, it was like in 6th or 7th grade, 7th grade probably,
kid.
maybe 8th grade.
Like you were drinking and shit. What I mean?
No. But with the Carnival Cruise Line, I'm sure with all of these cruise lines, they have like kid shit because they know like the parents want to get fucked up.
Right.
So they have like little like dumb like nighttime kid club activities.
That's lit.
It was pretty like as a kid it was cool, you know.
Did you find like a little girlfriend on the cruise?
Nah, but this one bitch was like stalking me, dude.
Was she cute?
She was pretty cute, but I was like, again, I was in like 7th grade. Like I didn't know shit about like fucking girls. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, it could have just been like a kid, like a cute little. Oh my.
She
Nobody
literally was like
about
stalking me. It was like this blonde
anybody.
bitch. It was like this blonde white bitch, and she was like following me around like the cruise ship and
Really?
shit. I remember this one fucking moment where like I had like come back from somewhere. I was going back to the room, and I was like hitting the elevator button, right? And like one of her friends walked in and she was like, "Oh my god!" And then she like ran off, and I knew she was gonna go get this bitch. And I was like hitting the fucking elevator button. I was like, "Come on, come on, come on!" And the elevator didn't come. But you know how like elevators have like a little space.
Yeah.
So I like hit.
You're ridiculous.
I like hit like against the elevator. I was like, "Oh my god!" And then like they came in and she was like, "Oh my god, he was just here." And I was like, "Don't fucking make a noise." And then they like fucking ran off or whatever. And like I got in the elevator, like went back to the room.
Was she your age?
I think she was older. I just remember her being like hella taller than me.
Imagine we go to school, you see her.
Bro, I barely remember what this bitch looks like. I don't.
She remembers you.
She's like, it's him. Exactly. She's just been going on cruises all this time waiting for me.
That's fucking crazy, dude. That's hilarious. Because I was telling you my cousin wants to go to Mexico, so we should do that with him.
I want to do one to Alaska.
That'd be fun.
Just because I know that's the only time I'll ever go to Alaska.
I'm not gonna lie, if we do go on a cruise, I'm gonna drink like a motherfucker.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah. Because
there's nothing else to do.
I mean, yeah.
Honestly, like, being on a cruise ship is like a glorified hotel with like shit to do, but it's like you're just on a boat, really. Like if you think about it, like you're just on a boat. So it's like, what else are you gonna do besides like drink? Like hang out by the pool, get fucking drunk. Like, you know, there's like DJs and shit and buffets.
No, totally.
Like, that's the only thing that like the only reason to go on a cruise besides the destination is to get fucked up.
Yeah. Basically. You know what my friend was telling me, that LA that we're going this weekend is Cinco de Mayo on Sunday. They're like, a Cinco de drink. I was like, fuck you.
Are you gonna drink?
No, we're having a sober, healthy lifestyle, especially with what my friend is going through. Just a situation.
Got ourselves a situation.
Right, exactly.
I don't know. What the fuck? I mean, is there anything happening for Cinco de Mayo, or is there just like...
Yeah, my friend was telling me, like, people just, like, do brunches. Dude, it's LA. It's like, with Cinco de Mayo, there's hella shit. You should see if your friend dad... I don't want to say his name on the podcast. If your friend is doing anything.
You already said it, basically. Nigga, what the fuck?
Your friend daddy.
Weirdo.
I'm just kidding. They don't know who I'm talking about. I just don't like saying people's names. I think it's awkward because I wouldn't want my name to be said in a podcast.
I don't know.
To be like Tagon, I'd be like, don't talk about me.
The Oriental. That's how I will address you from now on.
No.
So I was hanging out with the Oriental the other day.
Oh, whatever. I don't know. I had like one more topic I really wanted to talk about, but I forgot.
This podcast is all over the place. Fucking.
You're welcome. We're giving you a lot of things to talk about. But I personally, like, I don't know about y'all, and if anybody wants to, like, comment if you guys want to listen, or if you guys hate random topics, I like when people talk about random topics. The podcast I listen to. Mm-hmm. Like, it's fun. Like, it's not like we're a fucking, like... We're a podcast with a niche, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of enjoy that it's random stuff.
Which is funny, because I remember when I was telling people we were going to do this shit, hella people were like, what's, like, basically, what's your niche? Like, in so many words. And I always was just like, why is it gotta be about, like, one thing?
I mean, right, exactly. Because I did want to, like, I like that I can share TikTok stories or, like, Reddit shit. Because I did want to have, like, a little segment, but I'm like, it's not that serious to be like, this segment time, you know?
I just feel like it'd be so boring if we're like, this is the relationship podcast.
Exactly.
And, like, all we did was talk about, like, relationship stuff.
I don't want to put myself in a hole.
A box?
A box. A hole?
Why would you put...
Is that not an expression?
No, nigga.
Fun facts about me, I'm very bad at expressions.
She's a little retarded.
That's rude. And don't say the R word.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you in the hole.
That's why I'm just like, you can't be my podcast person, because like, if we would legit want to do this, like, I'd want to get like brand. I'd want to be a brand safe podcast.
We are so not close to that anytime soon, so...
But what I mean is, like, now it's going to be on record if they ever look back at you said the R word.
Yeah, they're going to look back on episode 13 at the fucking...
Better, and we don't edit anything out.
55th minute of the podcast.
Is it 55th minute?
I don't know. It's pretty deep in there.
Yeah, no, I get you. But imagine, and then this is the reason why, like, Amazon doesn't want to work with us. They're like, he said the R word.
Nah. Like,
but just know that I'm not affiliated with this. I am my own person. No, it's funny because one of my podcasts I listen to, they're kind of very opposite people, which I kind of like. Similar-ish to us. Like, she's like the not brand safe one, and then like she's a brand safe one. So I'll be the brand safe one. Sponsor me, Bloom.
Dope.
I don't know.
Anywho.
I painted my toenails and it looks so ugly. Do you see it?
That is bro.
It's also... Like, I got this from Daiso, and it was, like, $1 for a nail polish, so it, like, came off.
I don't know why you buy shit from there.
Because it's $1.50. It's so
And that's
cheap.
why.
I know. I don't want to show my toes.
Please don't.
It just came off.
We're gonna get demonetized. Talk about losing sponsors.
Fuck you. No, it's gonna be on Feet
Only
Finder. Wiki feed. Do you know that's a thing? People
Wiki
rate
feed?
celebrities' feet. So one side
Who fucking made that?
Bro.
Fucking Quentin Tarantino.
Is right? Isn't that crazy? Side note: Sidy loves feet. I'm just kidding.
Sight.
No, I really can't. Like, I was gonna be like, we got into comfortable society. Like, we should shame. Like, honestly, like certain kinks and stuff. I'm like, and
You
people are
should
like,
shame people.
don't kink shame. I'm like, shame that shit. That's
Bruh,
nasty.
Bring back bullying, my nigga. Like, there's some fucking weirdos out there. Like, bro, we need to
I fucking can't.
course correct this shit. It's not okay.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think I want to gym anymore. I'm so hungry. So
Are you? Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll probably gym in the morning then.
Yeah. I'm so
If you
hungry.
want to wake up, you go with me.
I think I'll wake up.
Oh, like 6?
No, I'm making a joke. Like, I'm gonna wake up in general.
Well, I would hope so.
I hate you. No, I'll probably just gym like whatever time I want to gym. I don't like waking up early for what? What does that do?
I love waking up early and getting my day started.
Cool story, bro.
I'll be up at like 5 a.m. for no reason. I actually hate it because like on the days that I do be trying to sleep in, my like internal clock or whatever.
I mean, you may act like I hella sleep in. I wake up at like 8 o'clock. You just wake up very early.
That's crazy.
I'm an
I wake
early
up when
sleeper.
as soon as the sun. No, that's
Like-
a lie. I wake up damn near at 5 o'clock like almost every day.
I mean, that's a lie. I've seen you asleep at like 7, 8.
When I'm like super tired. Like Saturday, I think I slept in.
But he just said every day. We heard it here, viewers.
Like this morning, I will. Know what it is too is because I set my alarm. Like I'll set my alarm for like 6, and then like I'll wake up at like 5:50. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I
that
always
happens to me
wake
all
up
the time. My
like-
alarm's 8:30, 8:45. I wake up at like 7ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I wake up 7ish.
I damn near always wake up like right before my alarm. I don't know what it is.
I think I just have a very good like internal clock because
Yeah.
whenever I want to wake up a certain time, I wake up before it. My auntie's
Exactly.
like that too. My mom, she needs an alarm, but I'm like me and my internal clock. We're like this. Like this. Locked in.
TikTok.
Stupid. So you're not gonna gym tonight?
Nah.
I literally haven't eaten all day because you know your girl is being on that sober journey again, so my appetite's all fucked up.
How many days has it been since you smoked?
Since I haven't been smoking, it's been edibles,
Whatever.
but
Since
I
you've
think
been
since
high.
last Wednesday or Tuesday. So almost
So like a week.
almost a week, yeah. Not even that long, but you know, like my appetite gets off. How about for you for drinking?
I think today's the 13th day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because I think I stopped like maybe I hit 10
So
days.
2
then.
weeks.
Yeah, I might have hit 10 days. 'Cause I stopped like 2 or 3 days after you.
No. Today's the 15th day.
Okay,
Because
so
yesterday was 14th.
gotcha. So I'm around yours.
Yeah.
Because I know I did it like 2 more days after you, and I think I stopped. Yeah.
I'm dead ass trying to go a month, man. Like I've
You got
literally,
this.
I've never gone more than 2 weeks, I think, without drinking.
Yeah.
Which is funny because, you know, my nigga Danny came into town.
Oh,
And like we didn't get to kick it, but I for sure know that like it. You know how like I always joke like damn near 10 days and something. There's always a reason.
Yeah.
It was literally like 10
Yeah.
days, and then it's like I don't know what the fuck that is, dude. Like every 10 days, there's a reason to drink for some fucking reason. Something always just happens.
Yeah, it's wild. I'm proud you did it.
Watch in another 10 days, it's gonna be like
I mean, it is Cinco de Drink on Sunday,
the
but I don't want to,
temptation.
especially because we're gonna hang out with my friend.
I mean, I'm not trying to drink because I gotta drive all around LA. and
Oh yeah,
shit,
that's
so
true.
Somebody gotta be sober.
I just don't want to drink because like we're gonna be sleeping over at people's houses. I'm like,
We drank last time
did we?
at Lisa's.
Yeah,
Bro, we were fucked up.
we were pretty fun. Oh
After
yeah,
Jimmy
duh,
Kimmel.
with Daniel and stuff.
Bro,
That's
exactly.
so funny.
Before Jimmy Kimmel, we were hella drunk. And then after that shit,
I
we got more
forgot
fucked
about
up.
that.
We got a pint on the way home. Don't you remember? When we went to Fatburger, I ran. There was like
I
a
don't
scene-
remember.
That's what I'm saying, because you were fucked up.
Bruh, yeah, no bueno.
And then when we got to Lisa's, you got high as shit, and I like killed the bottle.
Oh, I do remember that. I do
Yeah.
remember that. Oh, and watching 90 Day Fiance, that was fun.
And then I think, was it the next day when we got breakfast, or was that the same day?
Same day.
That was okay.
The same day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, I am getting tired too.
I know, dude. I'm glad we're not gonna gym because
Same.
it's like fucking.
But yeah, I don't want to say we're gonna do another one this week, but y'all will hear from us next week. I really want. I intend to. I want to.
If you
at least weekly.
I mean, we can do it on Wednesday.
I want to commit to it weekly, you guys.
I'm down to doing Wednesday after work.
Okay, I'm down.
If you come up with more topics.
Okay, I will.
Or we can just talk shit.
Yeah.
We can talk about our plans.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know how LA went. We'll let you know if we ended up doing Cinco de Drinko. We're planning or not, but we will let you guys know.
See, and now you just put it in there. Like,
how?
You made it an option.
Oh my god. Okay, we're not.
We're not drinking.
So we'll let you know that we successfully succeeded. Happy?
All right, y'all. Well, tune in. Thanks for watching. Bye. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. Toodaloo.
Anyways, I got a phone call to answer.
Oh, you're so cool and important.